we're going to ignore my hair right now and we're just going to do a get ready with me. And then I will finish my hair at the end. That's what we're doing today. So, hi guys, if you're new here, I'm Staci. I am a journalist. I basically made this channel to expose the things going on in the beauty space. So I do deep dives into controversies and I give you the 411 on what's going on. And today we're actually just kind of doing a traditional get ready with me video because a lot of my viewers have asked me to do a get ready with me video and tell you guys basically where I have been. I haven't been posting as much lately and there's been a lot going on. I'm also going to be talking about some of the controversies in the beauty space. So if you like content like this, you need to subscribe. We're going to get into it right now. I'm just prepping my face. And the first thing we're going to talk about is where have I been? Maybe I need to take these off. They seem to be echoing a little bit in my microphone. And I am using a new microphone, so just let me know how it sounds. Anyway, so where have I been? That is the first question that everybody wanted me to answer. I actually did a poll up on my YouTube community tab, and it was kind of a mix between talking about the latest controversies and then also talking about everything, basically where I've been, the latest controversies, and everywhere in between. So most of you just kind of wanted me to mosh this video together and do like a whole get ready with me and literally talk about everything that has been going on in the makeup space. Now, whenever I do my get ready chatty videos, I usually try to post in the description bar all the things that I'm using, but pardon me if I forget something. So these are the first things that I used was the Hua Hua Wonder Black Rice Probiotic Barrier Essence. And then for primer, I'm using the Maybelline Serum Primer. Love this. It's almost gone. But yeah, so we're going to start off with where I've been. I'm going to leave timestamps if you guys want to see me talking about the controversies that have been going on, because there's been a lot of controversy, and I have talked about some of these on my channel, some in shorts, some in long form, and I do have more long form content coming, so definitely make sure that you are subscribed to see those long form videos, but they are coming. I promise. They are coming. So where have I been? Well, just a long story short, this channel is to expose things going on in the beauty space, do research on it, basically give you an objective, unbiased approach to everything. And so that's what it's about. So there is a lot of research that goes into my videos, researching everything going on in the beauty space. And basically, I'm a one-woman show when it comes to editing my videos. I don't have an editor. I am the editor. So I do the scripting, the research, I write everything, and then I film everything, and then I am the editor as well, which means that I am a one-woman show. And that can be really time-consuming. I don't make enough on YouTube to have a team, not by any means at all. I mean, one day that would be awesome to have a team, but I don't have a team. So that's just how it has been as of late, is that I am a one woman show. I have been really busy and I haven't really been able to keep up with editing my content like normal. And I'm also a small business owner. If you guys are new to my channel, I am a small business owner and I specialize in digital marketing, specifically social media management and graphic design and all that kind of stuff. So like that's also been taking up a lot of my time. And the kids are almost out of school, so I'm not going to lie, like content is going to be a little different moving forward because it's going to be when I'm able to get it out, but I do have a goal to at least get out one long form video a week. Like what I was doing before, I was actually doing 2 or 3 videos a week and it was just a little bit much. I'm looking for my foundation brush because like the little pads with these cushion foundations, they are just They're horrible. And I've actually been living out of my Singe Beauty makeup bag. Yes, I have. I'm actually going to take the FO1 from Singe Beauty. I've been living out of my Singe Beauty makeup bag and getting ready for work downstairs because I actually work for another company as well, doing social media and operations and things like that. And that has also been taking up like a lot of my time, which is fine. But in a nutshell, my schedule has changed and I've just been super busy and also researching all these things. And I'm hoping one day I can have a team who does that for me. But I've also been thinking about opening up a Google form where if you guys see something, then you guys could like message, like put it in the Google form, and I can literally also research it as well. Like you guys would be like if you see anything that I haven't mentioned as of yet or something that caught your eye that you want me to talk about, then you guys could fill out a Google form. And it would just basically be like what it is that you saw and then, giving me the link to it so that I can actually read up on it. And I think that would be awesome too. And I would love to get you guys involved that way. So if you guys want a Google form, then leave me a comment down below too. Cause like, I think that would be great to have for the community to be able to have chats like that. And then I do have a Facebook group too. So if you guys want to go join and post over there when you see something, then you can tag me on Facebook. That would be great too. Like I've been thinking about all these things because like being a one woman show, it's hard for me to keep track of all the things going on in the beauty space, and a lot is going on in the beauty space as of late. Like so much drama, so much controversy. I can't believe how much has been happening in the makeup space as of late. And I'm just like, wow. So now that I'm talking about what's been going on in the beauty space, um, let's see. A lot of you guys wanted me to talk about the We're Back video from the Lipstick Lesbians. And I have so many thoughts on this, and I'm actually debating on doing a whole reaction to the Lipstick Lesbians We're Back video. So we're going to do a short version. And if you want a long version of it, like me literally sitting down and dissecting the entire video, then you need to comment below that you want a long form video. So yeah, there's tons of things that you need to comment down below. So just make sure you edit your comments as you're going. So the short version of their We're Back video, I think it was all for attention, the way that they presented their We're Back video, especially showing like a personal side of what was going on behind the scenes with both of them. And I do know that I know some of the accusations against them were personal, and I can understand them being very upset about things that people were saying personally about them and not things that they were saying professionally about them. So that I can understand being, it weighs down on your mental health. I've had people on my videos lately who are like, you need to go get your teeth fixed. So I do get the personal, accusatory, attacking type of nature of the internet, but I also feel like they did it for attention in a lot of regard. Like I just feel like they did it for a lot of attention, and I also really feel like yes, it was good for them to see that people were not happy with leaked one. So I'm hoping that they make a change and they do better. So that's kind of the long version of it though, but I have a lot more thoughts, and that's something that like I would want to do a reaction video to. So if you guys want to see that, then I would like you guys to leave me a comment. But basically, one of the things that I think with that whole thing is like they haven't posted since they posted their We're Back video. So they haven't been posting anything at all about what's going on. And they promised us like a whole docu-series about the behind the scenes of everything, like when it comes to developing a product. So they aren't even giving us a docu-series about like what's on the docket next, which I find very interesting as well, because they've been promising us a docu-series on the curtain behind how a product is developed, and we've gotten absolutely nothing. So if you find that interesting too, let me know. Now that I'm doing my blush, I do have a long form video. I am in the process of, like, while I'm filming this video, of editing that video. And it's all about the Patrick Ta transition blushes, which I do have some Patrick Ta minis that I got on TikTok shop. Please do not come for me in the comments. I like that I was able to get these duos from Patrick Ta. I've heard many things about them, and I do have some points that I make in the blush video. So make sure you are either watching it if it's up, or you stay tuned because it's coming. And I have a lot of thoughts about the whole Patrick Ta transition thing. And one of the biggest things that really irks me about the Patrick Ta transition blush is that he's been known for his, like, literal technique of blush, of doing powder first and then cream, and everybody referred to it as, like, it looked like watercolor on your face. Now, I did do cream first on my face today, but his blush technique has been referred to as like watercolor looking because of the way that he does his blush. He does powder and then cream, which a lot of people have never done, because usually when you do it in that step, it can pick up the product, the powder product, if you put a cream on top. And his blush technique is very interesting, and his duos have reflected his blush technique for, when Patrick Ta started his brand. So I found it a bit controversial, like a lot of other people did. And I have a lot of thoughts on the whole transition blush phenomena as well. I'm actually going to do a little bit of this like pink color corrector on my cheeks. It's kind of like a lightener. We're just going to lighten up and like kind of transition this blush, which I've been obsessed with that whole blush technique anyway, ever since doing the research on it. So if it isn't up on my channel before this one, just know it's coming. And I guess editing me will be like, oh, it's there, or oh, it's not there. So we'll find out. But in any case, like, transition blush, Juvia's Place, like, everybody has done it. And that's the other thing, is that this has not been a technique that has been created by Patrick Ta in any way. And I do go into that more. And I do know that, like, it's just so controversial because of the way that he went about doing it. And a lot of people have called him out for it. And I don't blame them for calling him out. I don't. I don't blame them at all for saying that he, took somebody's concept and, like, tried selling it for profit, because that's basically what he did. Even though the whole technique, the whole technique of transition blush, or at least the concept of transition blush, has been around for quite some time. It's just that one person, Painted by Esther, she perfected the technique for herself and how it worked for herself. And then Patrick Ta tried to duplicate and sell the technique, which really bothers me. I got this is the Makeup Revolution, like, pressed brightening powder. And I actually like it. I have mature skin, and I don't feel like it really impacts, like, my wrinkles on my under eyes. So there's that. And then I also have this, which is the Build Your Own from Hourglass. They brought it back, and I am just obsessed with this. We went to North Carolina, and I took this with me, and I've already got so much. Look at this one. That is my setting powder, and I have so much use out of that one. The bronzer is getting used a lot because it's just so, like, airbrushed and pretty. And sometimes I don't even wear cream bronzer. Sometimes I just wear this, or just the blush. Like, it's so easy to travel with and create such a beautiful look with my makeup. It's just so good. So Oh, I just love it. It's so good. But yeah, the whole Patrick Ta thing, if that video's not up, I want you guys to, wait for it. It's a good one. But if there's any updates to that, definitely know that I will be also talking about that as well. But it's just been a bit insane in the beauty space. Everything has been so dramatic. And I haven't, like I said, I've been trying to keep up with some of it, but I haven't been able to keep up with all of it. So, yeah, I'm looking for this is the glass unlock. Saw that, this melts your makeup, and it does. I do feel like it really helps my mature skin with like the powder. It's like $7, I want to say, at Walmart. Super, super good. Like, I do really like this one, and I think it works really, really well. And then I just go back in with my blush brush and I tap into the strobing powder, which is this one right here. And then I just kind of brush this on my cheek to give myself this kind of like lit from within glow. And then I will take my powder puff, wherever that went, over here, and I'll dip into the setting powder and just tap this into, and it's just, oh, it's so good. Like, I've been using so much of this lately. So let's talk about the go-go juice, because that video is up on my channel. And Tati and James, they actually posted a response, which I was super surprised that they did, because they didn't like the feedback that they were getting. And honestly, when I saw that video, I didn't watch it, all of it. I just saw the very beginning where they're like, oh, well, we've been getting a lot of feedback. And immediately I had flashbacks to the Lipstick Lesbians in their State of the Union address. And I'm like, you guys are making a video like this? Like, I can't even fathom why you would want to make a video like this, because nobody liked the fact that the Lipstick Lesbians were backlashing against, their customers. And now you guys are also backlashing against your customers. Like, take it with a grain of salt and move on. And that also brings me to a point where, before the internet grew big with being able to voice your opinion online, and being able to make a video, make a statement, before we had drama channels, before we had my type of channel where we break down the controversy and we do an objective dissection of it, and we also look at the claims versus what is actually true. Before we had any of that, we had just regular reviews, and the brand would take it and they would either make changes or they would ignore it, more or less. And all of a sudden, especially after the Lipstick Lesbians and their State of the Union, I feel like brands have gotten a little bit more brazen and bold with the fact that they're allowed to justify, or they feel like they have the gumption, they have the gall to come on camera and say that we're the problem and they aren't fixing whatever actual thing that we see. I understand that it was controversial for Tati to release a go-go juice powder. And if you haven't seen that video, you guys definitely need to go check it out, because I actually am enjoying all the comments that I'm reading on the whole go-go juice in that video and on my shorts video. But so in any case, they posted a response video, and I have not completely watched all of it. I watched like the first couple of minutes of it, and I know it's about their reaction to the go-go juice. Now, in a lot of my comments, some of you guys are saying that like you can't even stand watching Tati's videos anymore because all she can talk about is the go-go juice, and it's pretty much just like this huge sales pitch right now. And I can definitely concur with that, and that is just an opinion of mine, but also an experience, because I have tuned into some of her videos, not her lives, but her pre-recorded videos, and she's always talking about the go-go juice. And I'm just like, girlfriend, like, can we step away from go-go juice and talk about makeup up again for a minute, or that sort of thing? And I really want to dive into their whole video, but I feel like I don't know if you guys would be interested in that either. So I've just been kind of holding off watching it. I'm kind of over brands making these like statements like against controversy in a negative way. Like, in this kind of situation, I just feel like I don't think we really needed any kind of response video from Tati and James. I just feel like they should have just let it go, honestly. We all as consumers had really valid points, and I think that if they were addressing those valid points, then that's a little bit different. But from the beginning of the video, on the first couple minutes that I watched, it was basically them defending the fact that they made the go-go juice, and it wasn't any, and like, they weren't also explaining away the fact that, we were told in August of 2024 that Tati could make makeup again, and she wanted to focus on her beauty brand. And then flash forward to 2026, go-go juice, and we find out that she can't make makeup anymore. So again, I feel like we were kind of duped by that whole situation, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. Especially since I saw different articles from different beauty publications that were also talking about the fact that Tati was saying that she can create makeup again. This was back in 2024. And then again, flash forward to 2026, the year that we're in right now. And she has come out saying that she has to pay $9 million to be able to make makeup. But also the fact that, and I think this is where we had, like, if you're talking about this, you have the right to talk about it, is the fact that her entire brand seemed very off-putting because it's using AI, and a lot of her ads were with AI, and they were not, like, viewers, followers were not happy with Tati that like AI was used in her marketing, considering like she could have done the marketing herself as like the representative of her company, and she could have very easily done advertising for herself. I mean, she knows how to record herself on camera. Like, she could have recorded herself drinking the go-go juice, pouring a cup of the go-go juice, but she didn't do that. And that's also a lot of the controversy behind the go-go juice, was that she used AI for her advertising. And a lot of people were not happy about that. Like, you could have used a real person, and she did not. And I totally understand that. Like, AI is so controversial in 2026. And I know it's a controversial topic for everybody. Some people like it, some people hate it. A lot of it there's just so much with AI. And I understand why. I do. So, I mean, if you guys want to see me actually kind of dissect their video and like go through it and watch it and give you guys my like reaction opinions to it, then also let me know in the comment section down below. Basically, I have a lot of homework that I need to do. At least that's what it feels like. I have a lot of homework that I need to do for the beauty space, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, especially with life the way that it's been. So that's what's really been happening. Those are my thoughts on some of the controversies. Now, there is another one that I want to talk about while I line my lips. This might be a really bad decision. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm awful at lining my lips and talking. So hold please. Do a little bit of gloss. So Urban Outfitters, this is one of the recent controversies. And I call it a controversy because they have a plan to start marketing their makeup and expanding their makeup to Gen Alpha and Gen Z. This is from what I read. Now, technically, anybody born from 2010 to current. And I'm thinking to myself, I have two kids who are part of Gen Z. Okay. One is 9, the other is 7. My oldest is a boy, and my youngest is a little girl. Now, do I want my 7-year-old being marketed to for makeup? Let that just like sit with you for a minute. I'm just going to let it sit with you while I look for my eyebrow gel because my eyebrows are wonky and they're just all out of place. Okay, now that you've sat with it for a minute, do you feel comfortable with if you have a daughter who is similar in age to mine, or maybe even they're 9, being marketed to for makeup? Now, not too long ago, we had the Sephora kids controversy where there were kids who were walking into Sephora and they were destroying displays. Um, and they were in Sephora pretty much unsupervised and destroying things. So destroying the samples and the displays and all that kind of stuff. That I don't agree with at all. I don't feel like a child should be wandering around the mall. Since then, I know that a lot of malls have adopted a like 18 and over policy, or like you have to be accompanied by an adult type of policy, or like things like that. Like they don't want teenagers roaming the mall anymore, which is something that has happened. And they don't want children roaming the mall anymore, which is ironic because when I was 16, I was able to roam the mall and you didn't have to worry about my generation because we weren't destructive in any way. So yeah, malls have had to they have had to adapt a policy about, unaccompanied children are not allowed in the mall type of thing. Other places have done that as well because children have been destructive and things have been happening that way. So we had children who were going into Sephora, they were destroying displays, that was happening. And then we also had children who were coming into Sephora and they were like 10, 11 years old. Some of them are younger, like 9. Some of them were even younger than that, thinking that they needed skincare that was, for mature skin, retinoids, that sort of thing. That is not good for their skin and that can really harm their skin. And that was like the second side of the Sephora Kids controversy. And there were videos that were being posted like, my little sister has more skincare than I do, and parents were spending all this money on skincare, and these children did not need this skincare regimen. They didn't need, expensive makeup. So it was like a two-sided thing with the whole Sephora Kids. And now we have Urban Outfitters who wants to target that same demographic, and they want to sell makeup and fragrance, and they want to give that experience to children in their stores. And I'm just like, you're a clothing company. You sell clothing. And that's pretty much what they have always sold for a really long time. And I'm like, why are you wanting to venture into makeup? And I think part of it just has to do with like the beauty space in general has grown so much that they think they're seeing a gap in the market. And, Sephora, obviously, they don't want unaccompanied children in their store destroying displays. So Urban Outfitters is like, hey, come to us and we'll give you the same experience at Sephora. And, if you're a kid, it's a great experience. But it's like, is it really? Do I want my 7-year-old being marketed to for makeup? Like, there's that one side of it. And it's just like, okay, but should a 7-year-old really be wearing makeup? Should you really be marketing to a 7-year-old? And my thoughts are no, because my 7-year-old is not allowed to wear makeup. She can wear lip gloss. And every once in a while, I will put sparkles on her when she's doing like a concert or she has school pictures. I put a whole bunch of sparkles on her to make her look kind of like ethereal. And that's it. That's the extent of what I let her wear, more or less. Lip gloss is like a liquefied chapstick. Okay. That's all I think it is. And I was allowed to wear lip gloss when I was her age. Every little girl loves sparkles and lip gloss. I mean, I remember putting sparkles all over my body when I was her age. I remember having play makeup they actually made play makeup when I was her age. And it was just for play. It wasn't for actually using. And like you could just destroy it and it was super cheap. Like I remember that kind of stuff. But actual makeup being marketed to my 9-year-old and my 7-year-old is a bit scary, especially considering that, our society already focuses way too much on the way that we look. It does. It focuses way too much on the way that we look. I've done an extensive video all about, how appearance actually makes people think that you're smarter. And the more beautiful you are, the more smart they think you are. So if you have crooked teeth, they think you're stupid, that sort of thing. And we just rely too much and too heavily on beauty and outer beauty without looking at, how smart the actual person is and how, what they've accomplished in their life. And then you take Urban Outfitters with this mindset that's already happening in teens, young adults, even up until my age and even older, of this stigma of like women aren't allowed to age, women aren't allowed to be ugly. If you're ugly, you're stupid, that sort of thing. And now we're transferring it to 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and you're marketing to the Gen Z. And I don't like that at all. My daughter does not need to be subjected to anything like that at her age. She needs to be a kid, and she needs to be allowed to be a kid. Like every kid who is the same age as her or even a little bit older, every child, they need to be allowed to be a kid. And that is something that Urban Outfitters is trying to capitalize on. And honestly, it makes me feel like they're trying to make them grow up all the much faster, which is really sad to think about because I don't want my kids to grow up all the much faster. Like childhood, you have once in your life. It's only 18 years. And after that, you're an adult. You have to pay bills. You you have to go to work. You have to earn money. And you only get childhood once. And it's for a very short period of time. And marketing to these kids that they need to wear makeup, it really just, as a parent, it's sad and it disheartens me. And it's such a controversial thing. And I think that they should not be doing it. Honestly, I don't think any company should be marketing to children for skincare or even for makeup. And I know we had Rennie skincare that came out, and I did do a video on that too, and that was by Shay Mitchell. And everybody was like up in arms because children don't need skincare. And it was directly geared toward toddlers as well. So a little bit younger, and then also my daughter's age and a little bit older. Children don't need skincare. Children do not need makeup. They don't need these types of things right now. Not until they are older. Like I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was 15 and I was in high school. And children don't need a full-blown skincare routine. This is something that I researched when Sephora Kids was happening. Children don't need a full-blown skincare routine either. They just need a simple face wash and a moisturizer, and that's about it. And sometimes a salicylic acid because, especially if they're prepubescent, like my son, he has a salicylic acid that I make him use to help with he has pimples. So like children don't need retinoids or hyaluronic acid or niacinamide. Like they have young skin and they don't need that. And having that for children can ruin their skin barrier. And on the opposite side, she's a child. She doesn't need makeup. She doesn't need to look older. Like, please keep our children out of this space where we are already judged so much by the way that we look. And that's just like, it's so mind boggling to me why you would want to market to children for makeup. But at the end of the day, I also look back on the way that things have been over the past forever long now, and how consumerism has effectively taken over, and overconsumption has taken over. And I see why they think it's a good idea to have skincare for kids, and in theory, but at the same time, you're going to have parents like me who are like, no, we're not going to buy you makeup, even though it's marketed towards you. We're not going to buy you skincare. We're not going down that road. We already have enough problems trying to get our kids to not want certain things because they're not good. And then you throw makeup into the mix and skincare, and it just gets a whole lot more complicated. And it is so controversial as a parent. Like, I won't let my daughter actually wear makeup until she's like 15. Okay, like that's how I am. That's my thoughts on it. If you guys liked this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up before you go. And I hope you guys liked it, so you guys can subscribe and, let's have a conversation in the comments all about it. If you guys like a journalistic marketing lens on the beauty space, it's objective, unbiased research that is done in the beauty space, then definitely make sure that you subscribe. And I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye.